The town of Vermilion is being recognized when it comes to economic development after they picked up a few awards at the Economic Developers of Alberta Awards recently. Talk a little bit more about this. I'm joined by Mary Lee Pryor. She is the Economic Development Officer for the town of Vermilion. I'm also joined by Vermilion Mayor Colleen McCauley. Thank you both for taking some time to join me today. Before we get into the particular awards that Vermilion won, can you just tell me a little bit more about the Economic Developers of Alberta Awards?
The Economic Developers Association is an association which is inclusive of all ECDev officers across the province, and they promote learning, sustainability in communities across the province, and just there to support their EDOs.
So the town of Vermilion came away with 3 awards in the small communities category. One of the things that was recognized was the Vermilion Online Festival, which is something we talked about before, and I know that festival has also received some other recognition recently. Can you just talk a little bit more about the festival itself and how exciting it is to receive this recognition for it?
So the online festival was something we partnered with Seekers Media on early last March of 2020. And it was a way of getting our businesses out there, particularly those that didn't have an online presence yet. And you're correct in that the online festival program has won other awards. Last fall, we were the recipient of an AUMA Sustainability Award, as well as an Economic Developer of Canada Award for that program. So to receive a third one through the province is just amazing.
And it really was during a time of COVID when we were trying as a municipality to consider how do we support our businesses? What can we do to help them during this time? And something that would actually apply to the bulk of our businesses, and especially in the retail sector. So this was a really innovative way at that time. And now it's kind of what everyone is doing. But at that time, it really was, wow, could we have an online festival and actually invite virtually people to our community and have them virtually walk through the stores and have our businesses talk about what services they offer, what opportunities there is for purchasing, and allowing them to get online. So it really was a win-win for our retail sector for sure.
And it was definitely something that was ahead of the curve. I think I talked with Mary Lee a few weeks into the onset of the pandemic, and that was something that was already being done. And now other communities are kind of doing something, imitating it, and it's kind of years later. So what was it like for a town of Vermilion, pretty small, to be able to, get so much recognition when it comes to economic development?
I think it's just amazing. I mean, I've said this before, usually when you go to the EDA conference, they try to spread the wealth, I'll say. And so for small communities under 10,000, there is only 3 marketing awards given out, one for business investment attraction, one for business retention expansion, and one for community economic development. And, when I first heard, okay, we won business investment attraction, I thought, okay, we got one, we're good. But then it went to 2 and then it went to 3. So it was kind of a clean sweep and unprecedented.
Can you talk about the 2 other awards that the town won and kind of what went into the decision for you guys to be able to win?
Well, the business retention expansion, or I guess business investment attraction, pardon me, was for our 2 incentive programs. One is for the retail development incentive program, where we've had that program here for a couple of years, but we've never really, I guess, publicized it to the world. We've publicized it within Vermilion. It's where if you're an entrepreneur and you move into an existing building in our downtown core or out by our Lakeland Mall, we'll give you anywhere up to $15,000, half of your leasehold improvements, to help you come to Vermilion. And we do now have expanded it into industrial. And so there is a program for industrial as well.
It really was a way for our new entrepreneurs to get into their business and not have to focus so much on the leasehold improvements. I know I've had some questions from other municipalities. Why didn't we focus on the building? That's a very typical incentive that's offered. And I really said, I want these building owners to actually get a renter, somebody who's going to come in and have their business. So if we incentivize the business owner rather than the building owner, it's win-win. I get a business, I get an opportunity to support an entrepreneur, and then the building owner actually gets a renter. And so it really was a way of, I'm going to say, really leveraging those dollars and getting the maximum benefit out of it, really pointing it to the business owner. And as a result, I think within these last, especially these last 2 years, even during COVID, we are still getting entrepreneurs saying, hey, I want to open a new business in Vermilion. And if it meets the criteria we're looking for, we're happy to support them.
So the other award, Jace, that you asked me about was the Community Economic Development Award. And we won that one this year for our VNet broadband project. And our broadband project is actually working on its 4th year. We actually started as a regional project with the Vermilion River Regional Alliance, and then Vermilion stemmed forward with a pilot project of its own. And now we're looking at possibly going to fiber. So we are our own ISP. And it's just a huge project, particularly for a small community in Northeast Alberta.
What's the reaction from the business community in Vermilion? What has it been like the past year or so with some of the incentives that the town has put into place, and kind of just the culture of the business environment in the town of Vermilion?
I think the culture downtown and in our retail sector is just buzzing. And I know it's been super hard on them during the COVID times with all the opening and closing and opening and closing. But that said, they are trying their best to hold their own. And we are still attracting new entrepreneurs through our retail development incentive program.
Now, I need to mention as well that Mary Lee, you personally won the Economic Developer of the Year award. I was just going to ask also, what's next when it comes to the town of Vermilion's economic development? Is there anything on the horizon that we can look forward to?
I don't like to give away any trade secrets ahead of time, Jace, but yeah, we've always got some new projects coming forward in our back pocket, so stay tuned for those. I will say, if you've driven through Vermilion in the last couple of days, we have started moving ground on a new McDonald's out in our Junction 1641 highway commercial development. So exciting there. There's always something going on in Vermilion.
And for Vermilion to get a McDonald's, that is actually quite a feat. I'm going to say we were dating them for about 3 years before they actually said, you know what, we're gonna consider Vermilion. It's not very typical that McDonald's will establish a freestanding location in a community of this size. Like we're on the small end of their freestanding market. So they're test piling it in Vermilion, their new store size, and I'm hoping that will be a successful test pilot for them.
Great. Well, thank you both for taking some time to talk with me, and I want to just say congratulations again for winning these recognitions.
Thank you so much.